Luis ARRAEZ traded to the San Diego Padres reaction. I ain't gonna lie, seeing the trade. If you don't know, Luis ARRAEZ is the best player on the Marlins. The Marlins are like fucking nine. They're fucking trash, bro. They won like 5 games or some shit, bro. And we didn't have to give up nobody on our starting lineup. We gave up 4 random ass fucking G League players, basically, some fucking minor leaguers that probably never gonna see the light of day. They're like, I think the youngest is 29, or not. The youngest is 19. 22, 23, and then Woo Suk Go is 25, I think. He's a pitcher. But none of them are top 100 prospects, so I'm confused on how we gave up that much for Luis Arias, and he's like the best hitter on the Marlins. I'm confused. But this is
Okay,
what this
here we
video is here
go.
for.
It is officially trade season, ladies and gentlemen. It is only May 4th. May the 4th be with you, by the
Trading
way.
to me is
And we already
crazy.
have ourselves a blockbuster trade. We usually have to wait until July for these things to happen,
that's
but
insane.
we got ourselves an early gift. Luis Ariz going to the Padres.
And
if
we
you saw
dropped,
my
and I ain't gonna lie, the Padres dropped like the last like 5 games or some shit. We're in like, I think we're like 1-5 in the last
video
6, something like
on
that.
the Marlins fire sale that I thought was coming in the video, I actually suggested Luis Ariz go to the Padres. I'm just saying. But
Oh shit,
in
he
this
caught it.
trade, Ariz heading to San Diego and going back.
Fleeing tick collars. What the fuck going on?
Okay, here we go. Padres, I'm just saying. But in this trade, Ariz heading to San Diego and going back to the Marlins to get a package of prospects led by Dylan Head, Jacob Marcy, Nathan Martorella, and Woo Suk Go, who they signed this
Okay, he's
past
23,
offseason.
23,
So
okay.
I'm going to break this down for both sides. I'm going to talk about it from the Padres' point of view, the Marlins' point of view. I'm going to go over Luis Ariz's fit in the lineup. I'm going to go over the prospects.
He's only 27,
Ariz
is only 27, dang.
Let's get to it. Okay, so let's talk about this from the Padres' point of view first. So as of right now, there's
1 game below 500.
To it. Okay, so let's talk about this from the Padres' point of view first. So as of right now, they're 17-18, second place in the NL West. They're having
We're on a 3-game winning streak. Damn.
Week, winning 2 out of 3 against the Reds earlier in the week and winning their first game against the Diamondbacks last night in their weekend set. So
yeah, I'm a couple days behind, actually.
They picked a good time to make
only seen our first game
here.
versus
They are
the Reds
playing
when we
well.
lost.
Now, the first reaction that I saw after this trade went down was, where is he going to play, right?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Worth is at first. Bogarts is at second. Machado's mostly been DHing because he had off-season elbow surgery. So people were thinking, where is he going to fit in this lineup? But the obvious answer here is he's just going to go into the DH spot. Machado is ready to go back to third base. Seems like the elbow is doing good now. So let Luis Ariz simply just do his thing.
And Ariz be playing, I think, second. He be playing all in the infield, actually.
With the bat
first, second,
in the DH spot. He's not really going to give you much defensively anyway. Defensively at first base, not very good. Second base, not very good. So just let the guy work his magic with the bat. Let him focus on that. Now, the Padres offense, as of right now, 7th in WRC+. So
let me get a rise, bro.
But, you know, for the eye test, for me at least, it felt like they needed something in this lineup ever since Juan Soto went to the Yankees. No, I'm not saying Luis Ariz is Juan Soto, but he's definitely going to help this lineup. He's going to bring a very solid bat to the top of the order. So when it comes to the Padres' offensive approach, right? And I think Luis Ariz actually fits in very well.
Bogarts ain't even playing good. He's getting better,
but
think of
still addressing a deficit, right? Bullpen's bad. Go get yourself a reliever, right? Rotation. Someone went down in the rotation. Go trade for a starting pitcher. But
I don't know.
Luis Ariz,
is it in the vid suggestions?
To what they already do here. So let me explain. Luis Ariz. Well, let me go over his stats really quick. He's having a good year so far. Over 33 games, hitting 299 to 347 on base. Not quite the numbers that we saw last year. Got off to a bit of a slow start, but he's going to be fine. Is a good bat to add. Now, Luis Ariz, taking a look here, going back to the beginning of 2023, he is first in contact percentage. And when you take a look at the Padres this year so far, they are fourth in contact percentage. And the other thing with Luis Ariz is he never really strikes out. If you go back to last year, he has the lowest strikeout percentage at 5.9%. That's such a low number. And for the Padres, as of right now, they have the 6th lowest strikeout percentage. So they're just simply adding him into what they already do there. He fits their approach. And so just adding a high contact bat like him for the top of the lineup, I think it's a great move. You know, listen, AJ Preller, he's been making just moves left and right for the last few years now. I think this is a good move. You know, For the offense, yeah, it's definitely going to solidify it. I do think they need to do something else, for the rotation, right? Darvish has been a little up and down when it comes to the health. Musgrove got off to a bad start this year. Let's see if he can just get himself turned around.
I don't know about
King's been a
Waldron.
little up and down. So
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Dylan Cease's been going off. Darvish he was just injured, but even then, bro, I feel like he's been he's not what I expected him to be at the start of the season, at least so far. Musgrove, like you said, up and down.
Could see the Padres maybe doing something with this rotation. I think the bullpen is fine. They've been doing great so far. But for the lineup, absolutely love this lineup for the Padres. So let's go talk about it now from the Marlins' point of view. And also, I just want to point out this tweet from Danny Vietti and tell me that Luis Arraez is not the closest player the Padres have had to Tony Gwynn since Tony Gwynn. I mean, look at the stats in their first 5 seasons each. Arraez hitting .326 in his first 5 seasons. Tony Gwynn also hitting .326. Same slugging. Arraez with a slightly better OPS. Obviously, Luis Arraez is not Tony Gwynn, but it just really does give me those kind of vibes. Hey everyone, while I have you, just want to shout out today's sponsor, and that doesn't look all 5-1, very like the Diamondbacks to even. Check out Ash, but Port, that's Semby and Ash Marlins, and they got themselves a responsibly. Now, let's get back to the video. Now let's talk about the Marlins, and I think they got themselves a very strong package here. There's a lot of upside, starting with Dylan Head, and the first thing that jumps off the page with Dylan Head is the athleticism pipeline. Gives him an 80 run. Baseball America gives him a 70 run. There is a lot of speed here. And, funny enough, Peter Bendix coming from the Rays system. The Rays, they always seem to acquire just very athletic guys. And here we are once again acquiring an uber athletic guy in Dylan Head. And the bat is also going to be really good with him. He's never going to hit for a ton of power, but he's a guy that can hit to all fields. And with that speed, that would just be menacing at the top of the lineup. He definitely has the potential to be an everyday center fielder down the road. It wasn't just him, though. They also got Jacob Marcy, who I think is, honestly, out of all of these guys, sure, Dylan Head, I would say, has the highest upside, but Marcy I find to be the most intriguing one out of all of them, because he's also a guy that is pretty athletic. They give him a 55 run. Baseball America gives him a 50, but he definitely has some pretty good speed. You are going to get a pretty solid bat. He's going to have a good eye at the plate. He's going to work the counts pretty well. But when you take a look at the numbers from him last year in the minors, hitting .274, a .413 on base. That is a very solid on base. Hit 16 home runs last year, but take a look at the strikeout to walk ratio. 98 walks last year, 97 strikeouts. That is very good.
Yeah, 30 walks already.
Athleticism, 46 stolen bases last year. So Marcy, there is definitely a lot of potential
that's 2022 with 30
I wonder
walks.
if you could actually end up seeing him in the major leagues at some point. He's off to a slow start in Double-A right now, but if he gets it going, who knows? Maybe a late call-up at the end of the year. They also got Nathan Martorella. This is a guy where the eye at the plate is going to be the thing that leads him. He has a very good eye at the plate, shown by very good on-base percentages here last year. A .361 on base. It's up to a .393 so far. With Martorella, you're definitely going to get some pop as well. 19 home runs last year. And the strikeout to walk ratio was pretty good. Not as good as Marcy, but 82 walks compared to 101 Ks. Not really going to see a lot of speed with Martorella. You're just going to see a good bat with pop, and he's going to work the counts really well. And last but not least, we got Woo-Suk Go. And this is the interesting part of the trade for me, because they just signed this guy in the offseason. He's on a 2-year deal, very cheap deal, has a mutual option for 2026. But this is a guy that, pretty intriguing guy. Matsui was the big
and none of them are top 100 prospects, bro. When someone says that stat, I'm like, bro, there's no top 100 prospects. And you got 2 22-year-olds that's been in the minors for 2-3 years. And I'm like, bro, like bro said in the chat the one day, he was like, if you haven't been called up from the minors by, what was it, 23 or something like that, it's like there's no point of you like you're not gonna be shit in the league basically. And the only thing we gave up was Head that was 19. And he's super fast and athletic. So it's like
signed in the
he's the only one that really had something going.
Was the other guy that they brought in,
an
intriguing piece.
And
He's only 25 years old, has a good fastball, has a good cutter to go along with it. So hey, who knows what ends up happening with him, but he has the mutual option for 2026. So maybe they end up just exercising it together. He ends up staying there for a few years. But I think this is an interesting piece. Could end up being a good piece in the bullpen. We will see. But overall, I like this deal for both sides. I love the high ceiling package for the Marlins. But I think for the Padres, this is a team, they are just ready to go for it. And to me, you might as well solidify that team as best as you can. I could see some people thinking it's kind of a weird move for the Padres, but I like it. I think it just adds that much more extension. And when you can add a top of the order bat to improve your lineup, I think you got to do it every single time.
And Ryan's is good infielder,
They probably could use another pitcher for the stretch run. We'll see what they end up doing next. But that's all I have for this video. Let me know what you think about this trade down below in the comments. Who do you think won this trade? Did the Padres win it? Did the Marlins win it? Do you think both sides win it? Do you think both sides lose? I mean, let me know everything you think. Let me know some other moves that you hope to see.
Yeah, someone that got traded in that deal was like playing, and they had to get pulled off the field and shit because they got traded.
Kind of the way out. Hit that like button.
Some what's his face from the NBA? Who did that? Harrison Barnes? Yeah. Yeah, Miami. ARRAEZ isn't Soto, but he covers the on-base side of Soto's game that the Padres were definitely desperately missing. Marlins attendance from 31 to 26. Nice.